What is the core? You know, a lot of people think the core is the abdominal system, but it's not. It's actually a system that stabilizes all our intestines and organs. And the top of the core, it's like a canister. So the top of the core is the respiratory diaphragm. So when we breathe, the bottom of the core is your pelvic floor. The front of the core is your transversus abdominis. The back of the core is your multifidus. And they're all linked together. They're co-contractors. They act as stabilizers for intra-abdominal pressures. So what does that mean? It means when you cough or you sneeze or you jump or laugh or even just moving, we kind of squash the front or we're squashing the back, we're moving around. Every time we do that, that intricate deep core system is stabilizing all those intestines and all the organs so that you don't prolapse or herniate. So how do we know when we have a weak core? Well, you may have a herniation of the discs. You may have a umbilical herniation or a inguinal herniation. You might have pelvic floor prolapse. You know, you might find that every time you cough, you get the umbilicus actually pops out a little bit. A lot of us have weaknesses in the core, especially after having children, where we don't know how to rehab when we have a separation of the abdominal muscles. So core problems tend to create back problems, they tend to create hip problems, they create pelvic floor problems, we have more incontinence, more urgency, etc. So having a strong core is really important, and also activating the core properly is really important. What do I mean by that? Well, when you go to the gym, you say, I'm going to do a whole bunch of abdominal curls. So I'm going to do a bunch of sit-ups to strengthen my core. That might actually do the opposite if you are activating your core the wrong way, activating your abdominal system the wrong way. And you're like, well, how do I know that? Well, you might find that you're actually get tight in the back or you get stiffer in the back because you're losing neutral spine, you're losing some of your core stability. It's a really complex, fantastic, wonderful system that when it's working, it's amazing. But when we have a weaker core, we really start to notice it. So be cautious how you load the core up. Oftentimes in my clinic, because I work with so many women, we tend to start with learning how to do a Kegel, because every single time you do a Kegel, you're activating the rest of the core system because it's co-contractors. So if I said to you, oh, strengthen your back core by doing a multifidus contraction, who knows how to do that? It's really hard to separate the multifidus muscle from all the other back muscles that are back there. But many of us, once we've been shown and we can do a Kegel, we can contract that pelvic floor, then that will turn on the other components. It turns on your transversus abdominis in the front, and it'll turn on that multifidus at the back. And then the breath pattern helps you with the diaphragm, the top of the core. So you're getting that nice, firm strength, which helps when you sneeze. So many people, when they have back pain and they have a sneeze, they get that sharp pain. That's a problem with your core usually, or there might be also other things like stenosis, etc. But we're talking about the core right now. So when you have a strong core, it can help also to stabilize the joints. So you feel like your hips feel more stable, or your spine will feel more stable. So do remember that the core is multiple muscles working in coordination. They are supposed to activate before the other muscles of your abdominals. So they come on first to sort of give you that support, and then you can load up with the other muscles. So when we're working with people who have a weak core, we really ensure that they're getting a proper core contraction, and we have a real-time ultrasound machine, which we can actually visualize, like when you see your baby in your tummy, or you're having a shoulder exam. So we have a real-time ultrasound, and you can actually visualize the muscles contracting, so you know that you're getting that deep core system contraction. And do ensure that whoever you're working with does understand that they're not to flatten the back and just load up your abdominal muscles when you're trying to strengthen your core, that they can sequence you properly. So that helps to explain what the core is and why it is so important.